What if I told you the world's top trending spy novelist these days was once a complete nobody? That he wrote brilliant books hardly anyone read? That he was dropped by his publisher for abysmal sales? This is the unlikely story of Mick Herron, the British author who went from obscurity to stardom, from the literary shadows to the limelight. His story has it all: perseverance, plot twists, and a powerful lesson for all of us chasing a dream. His tale will inspire anyone who feels like an underdog, anyone pursuing a passion against the odds. Because Mick Herron is proof that sometimes the race goes not to the swift, but to those who keep believing and persevering, even when success seems impossible. By day, Mick Herron worked a mind-numbing office job, editing a trade journal on employment law. By night, he wrote spy novels no one bought. For years, he churned out books to little fanfare, never dreaming he'd become a best-selling author. I was only ever a hair's breadth away from being exactly as much of a failure as the people I write about, Herron admits. His characters are the slow horses, the worst spies in MI5, the screw-ups and rejects. Herron could relate. He too felt like a failure, an author trapped in a dead-end job, writing books that collected dust. When his publisher dropped him for poor sales, Herron wasn't surprised. He kept his day job and kept writing, resigning himself to obscurity. I accustomed myself to the idea that I was never going to be a bestseller, Herron says. I wasn't looking for anything other than seeing my books on the shelf, really. On my shelf, if nobody else's. But then fate intervened in the form of an American publisher willing to take a chance on him. Soho Press loved Herron's writing and bought the rights to his books. Suddenly, the slow horses had a second shot at the race. Little by little, word began to spread. A major award, a celebrity endorsement. Each lucky break built momentum. Herron's publisher relaunched his books with intriguing new covers. Booksellers and critics became evangelists. Fans multiplied, hungry for more. In a few short years, Herron went from an unknown to a phenomenon, hailed as the best spy novelist since John le Carré. Today, his books have sold over 4 million copies worldwide. An Apple TV Plus series based on his Slough House novels starring Gary Oldman is now a runaway hit. It's the kind of Cinderella story that usually only happens in fiction. But for Mick Herron, this dream became reality. So what can we learn from the tale of Mick Herron? Perhaps this: never give up on your calling, even when the world ignores you. Never stop believing in your gifts, even if you're the only one who sees them for the time being. Keep honing your craft. Keep lobbing your ideas into the mix. Keep the faith even when your dreams feel foolish, because you never know what twist of fate is waiting around the corner. The main lesson I've taken away from this is that if you're only going to be successful in one half of your career, make it the second half, Herron reflects. If it's the first half, that's a tragedy, but the second half is a happy ending. Maybe you're a slow horse right now, plodding toward your purpose, wondering if you'll ever break out of the pack. Take heart and take a page from Mick Herron's playbook. Your day will come if you just keep showing up and doing the work. One step at a time, you're inching closer to your own inspiring success story. So don't give up. Don't you dare give up. The best is yet to come, and when it does, the wait will make the victory all the sweeter. After all, this race doesn't always go to the swift and showy. Sometimes it belongs to those who simply refuse to quit. Now, help me spread that sentiment around the globe by sharing this podcast with a fellow underdog who needs a little pep talk. And follow me for more great content. Until our next intelligence gathering mission together, be well, do extraordinary things, and live a story-charmed life.